£2.5 million. I was the dearest defender in the world for about 6 hours. Whenever we're in Liverpool go, it's a packed house. Everybody wants to meet Liverpool. I'm standing like this. Joe bent up behind me going like that. He thinks that's a celebration. We're living on the bench. So I just went, there was a fridge full of Stellas. So I just got 4 Stellas sat in front of them. They were very dull, you know, and I just don't want to be football anymore, you know. Football's getting in the way of me drinking. The culture was, you know, the older players brought the young players. The older player went, right, let's go and we're out. You went out. When you got a few bob, you know, you can kidnap people, can't you? You know, not physically, but you got a few bob, I'll buy you drinks. All of a sudden you got loads of mates. In the drink, you weren't the best player who was a hero in the dressing room. He was the biggest drinker, the best shit, can I say? You know, I've been in rehab a couple of times, but I still didn't believe. That high to come off a football field, you know, to play at something at Anfield. We're in Liverpool, so play at Anfield, come off that buzz. All of a sudden, it's taken away from you. Stop. What'd you do? When that's it, when they don't need you anymore, you're dropped. So let me MasterChef. I can't cook the week you're in. So many shows I'd like to be on. Love Island. I tell you what I might do. I might join the director's box. Do my own podcast. It's a piece of piss. I didn't know Tom Cruise had his own podcast. Popeyes. Fuck my head up. I think that would care the other way. It's not really. Only when it comes to food, I get aggressive. Oh, Popeyes, yeah. Fuck off. Don't talk to me. Ruin my day. Yeah. Has he got a drive-through? Oh, you bastard. I see my better in it. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google this.
John thinks if he looks the other way, he's not going to be on camera as he walks past there.
I'm going to Google the address. I'm going to take a detour. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mate, all I've had is a fucking bar of chocolate to eat. Thanks for that.
Just holding them. Uber deliver. They do Uber delivers.
It'd be fucking freezing, but by the time we got here.
Still nice.
Thanks very much for coming in, mate.
Hey, no problem. Nice seeing you. You good?
Yeah, good.
Good. Well,
You're hungry, aren't you?
I am hungry. I just want a chicken burger. I made my mind up.
Nice.
I've heard there's some good places around here now with chicken burgers. I'm easily pleased.
Yeah?
Yeah. Chicken burger and chips.
Just before we start, something like that. Well, obviously, we're just downstairs. Do you still go by the name of Razor?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like a thing where you thought. Because
there was. You know what I mean? You know, Razor. I mean, we started.
Yeah.
Good. Right now, the Razor nickname, you know, the thing is that he did lead me astray, and people expect it to see Razor all the time, and I'm quite bored at home, you know. It's a release, you know, at home, because everybody, when they go outside the house, everyone expects me to be life and soul at a party and tell jokes and have a drink, you know, and when I go home, it was more just Neil. That was the sort of message I was trying to get out there, that I'm not always Razor. I like to sit at home and relax, you know. Not me, people don't expect, you know, me to be the life and soul.
Must have been tiring.
Oh, it's tiring, you know, trying to please people all the time, and you know, the older you get, you know, the more tired you get. So it was a case. I think I'd come out with an interview. I'd done a few interviews, saying, you know, I'm bored of being Razor, and you know, the thing is, now Razor Ruddock wants to go out. Don't go out with him. He's crazy. Yeah. Neil Ruddock wants to go and have a drink. I can go out with him because I can you know, relax. But yeah, I think at the start of the night you meet Neil, and if I stay out too long, you meet Razor, which is sometimes it's brilliant, sometimes it's a nightmare.
What was it like growing up for you now?
I was growing up in South London. I grew up with 2 big brothers, which was, I say, if you want to be a footballer, it's a plus really. 2 big brothers, because you're playing football against older lads. You're going out with his mates, your brother's mates, and you know, I was a man, and I was above my years. So if you're going into the professional game like schoolboy football, and apprentice professional football, then if you're not scared, and you know, not scared of the bigger lads, then you got a chance.
Were you always a defender?
I was a winger.
Really?
I was a winger and striker till I was 16. Yeah, I was a winger striker. I was all the biggest of strikers. I was sort of the biggest and the strongest. So, biggest and strongest always went up front, scoring goals. And I went to start from with Teddy Sheringham in the youth. So it's at Millwall, Then I went to become apprentice, and George Graham, he was Millwall manager then. He put me centre half, said he's never going to make us try and put me centre half, central defence, and year and a half later, playing for Tottenham. So, yeah.
So when you were growing up, was it like a working class?
Yeah, we council estate, the council flats in Battersea in South London along the River Thames there. So it was great. I can't. That's all you knew. So you can't say, oh, my childhood was tough and all that. That's all you knew. So it was, it was great.
I think things may have changed slightly now, especially with the academy system and stuff. But I think football's always been where you're just playing football in the streets, as you say.
When I was we didn't play cricket or anything. We played, sport and games and scores. 12 months a year you play football. Didn't do anything else.
So,
there was a spare bit of grass and Kirby across them. I couldn't say that because that's where that chicken shop is, isn't it, Kirby? So you play curveball. That was it. Get rid of Kirby because I'm hungry. I played curveball. But, you used to play on the streets, and plus then there was a lot of traffic coming down your road. Now you can't cross the road. You play football across the road. 40 years, 50 years ago.
Kids don't play football. Play out on the streets.
Well, they're on the computer, don't they? But you can understand. My kids are growing up now. But when I was a kid, you grew up, quick, and they say you were streetwise. You want your kids to be streetwise, but you don't want the streets to. So I'm quite happy that home with the computers.
So was it always just football for you?
Football. Yeah, we could play golf or anything like that. You couldn't afford that. If you ever have a leather footy, it was everyone's best friend when he don't bounce on the concrete.
Yeah.
You never played Kirby with a leather football. It's a skin who take the out of rapid minute. Oh, no, don't do that.
Because we're talking to we've done a chat with Hugo Monnier recently, and he was saying that his mum managed to, I think she's seen an advert in the paper or something, and applied for this private school, and he got in. I think it was on the back of the fact that he was really fast, and he said, well, I turned up at the school. He said, I'd never seen so much grass. He said, I was a council estate.
Yeah.
And he said, then he always remember my first ever little mate I got to speak to. And he said, oh, where are you from? He said, I'm from an estate. He said, oh, I'm from an estate as well. And he said, and then I went to his house and he was from an estate. So he doesn't remember turning up at this place thinking,
I'm going to think that one. I'm having that one.
So where was your first contract?
Well, I was Millwall. My first contract, schoolboy forms at Millwall. Let's say back then, 14 you signed schoolboy schoolboy forms, then you can't sign for another team. So another team, a professional team, come and nick you, so to speak. So I signed for Millwall, 14, 16, and then they just let me go to the school. I had a few teams wanting me. Millwall said, when you're 16, you have a year apprentice, a year pro. So I knew I had a job, and my school, it wouldn't happen nowadays, but my school let me, I'm in school 2 days a week, and then the rest of it, I was playing football, to going up to Millwall and playing football. So, didn't take any exams. I wouldn't do that now. I just think that made me go to school 2 days a week, just tick the boxes.
Who was your team growing up?
Millwall.
Is that who you supported as well? Yeah.
Millwall. My dad was Fulham. Got two big brothers, and we was brought up as Millwall fans, and we found out he made us support Millwall because it was 50p dearer a ticket to go watch Fulham.
Really?
So we had 3 boys. So, my God. So he seems to have saved me £1.5 a week. 50 years ago, it was a lot of money. So he brought us up as Millwall fans instead of Fulham because it was dearer to go and watch Fulham. And it was a good decision because I don't go.
Yeah. You were saying before that you don't realise when you're a kid the sacrifices that your parents make.
Yeah.
And your dad was the same.
It was, I didn't realise, to a maid program, my dad had to borrow £5 a week to get me training. It's the same when you grow up, you think your mum and dad have got loads and loads of money. And he was borrowing he had to borrow £5 to, you always got me training, never missed training, always on time. So, that was Thursday night, play Saturday morning, Sunday mornings. But he always made me get down there to borrow £5 to get me there, which I didn't realise. But I say I repaid him for you, Bob. he got his money's worth after, because wherever you play, you the tickets and, his petrol money. And if he was playing the ball, he paid for his flights, and I got on board the car, and mum and dad, their house. So, but so he gets repaid, but without him doing that, I wouldn't be in a fortunate enough position to buy him what I did.
How old were you when you sort of thought, I've got a good chance of making it proper here?
16, and I got in, picked the England youth team, and played England under 16s, 17s, 18s, captain under 21, captain England B. I hadn't played for the big boys. I only played once, but once was good enough for me because I had like Pallister, not Bruce, he didn't play, so Pallister, or Desi Walker, and Tony Adams. They're one of the better players than me, so they deserve to play in front of me.
So they were the ones who were in front of you.
Yeah, in front of me, yes. So you can take that. If I thought I was better than them, then my old, you have a sour taste in your mouth, but I thought they were better than me, so good luck to them. Only just better than me.
Only just.
You better say no. I said it a few times. It's still. You had a chance to say nah. Don't be stupid, Razor.
So, how long were you at Millwall?
I was at Millwall from 12 to 17, and Tottenham bought me. And I went back for about 6 months. About 2 years later, fell out with manager and ended up at Southampton. So yeah, but from sort of 12. I mean, back then 12 was the youngest you could coach for football. I mean, I'm 6 or 7 now, and they're really young now.
Very young, yeah.
I think 12 was. I think back then financially they couldn't. For younger people, kids anyway, to get younger kids in and training, the health and safety, I suppose, and insurance, all that rubbish. I mean, clubs couldn't afford it.
No.
So I think 12 was the youngest.
So being that young at a club, was it a tough decision to leave, or were you ready to move on?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Tottenham coming in, Millwall sort of third division back then, and so our old third division. So I mean, and I was told they bought me as well. So I've gone and had no choice. They need the money. I think I played. Tottenham bought me for $250,000 I think as a kid. I can't remember, but Millwall needed that money.
And then where?
And then I went to Tottenham. I was there for about a year and a half, and then Terry Venables. I was about fourth in line to play. He said, we'll do yourself a favour. We'll get you a team. He says, go and improve, and I'll buy you back. And I thought, yeah, all right. That's the end of my Tottenham career. And went to Millwall, fell out with the manager, and ended up at Southampton 3.5 years, which was a magnificent place to play football. I had old players like Jimmy Case, who was a hero of mine growing up in the old Liverpool team, and I had, there was a young Letizia, young Shearer, the Wallaces, Glenn Cockrell, there was loads of old players, Russell Osman, great players. So I really sort of learned my trade. I went there as a young man and ended up as a seasoned pro, and then he brought me back. True to his word, Venables, he brought me back and went to Tottenham and become captain there.
How long were you at Tottenham for?
And then I had a year there and fell out with sugar. Sacked. I loved it. I would never have left it. I really, really loved it. But Venables fell out with sugar, and Sugar had to argue with Sugar, and he put him on the transfer list. And then
did you argue with the back of Venables?
Because Venables had a gentleman's agreement. He was going to do a pay rise at the end of the season, and then he sacked Venables, and then Sugar went on the gentleman's agreement, so I had to fall out of him, and he put him on the list, and then it was a good thing. So ended up at Liverpool. It was me as a kid. That was my big team. Kevin Keegan.
You even had the haircut.
Even though Kevin Keegan perm, then he left from Little Hamburg. So I was walking the streets. Imagine walking the streets of South London with a perm. I said to Kevin Keegan, I hear me, he's gone to Hamburg, you dickhead. So I become an Hamburg fan. Well, Hamburg, only had to be career.
Yeah. Did you have a choice of clubs to go to?
I had, when I fell out, when I was captain of England B, I was captain of Tottenham, started a few teams. I had Brian Clough Forest. I had Kenny Dalglish, Blackburn, Walsmith Rangers, Hoddle Chelsea, Keegan Newcastle, and Stramsey Liverpool. and I promised I'd speak to everybody. Sort of week we'd me and my agent we'd go and we'd speak to everybody. Then at the end of the week we'd make our mind up. On Monday I met Kenny Dalglish at Blackburn. Tuesday I met Souness Anfield. Met me at the reception at Anfield. Didn't say anything. Grabbed my hand. Walked me down the tunnel. Thing, turned left hallway. Turned left tunnel. Had to touch the Anfield sign onto the pitch. He took me in front of the cop and he just looked at the cop. He said, "Could you imagine playing here every week?" I went, "Yeah, like everyone else." A last sign, because when you used to play against Liverpool, it was horrible. And as a big Kevin Keegan fan as a kid in Liverpool, I took the chance. I didn't speak to anyone else. Time for them. Amazing.
Is it as intimidating as people say?
Oh yeah. The Anfield is, mate. It is unbelievable. I mean, the atmosphere. I mean, you love playing there, but it's you're going to get. But especially back then, everyone Liverpool smashed everyone. So it was, it was a great atmosphere, but intimidating. You got to think these young lads go in there, and it was great. I mean, they had that tango, the Adidas tango football just flying around. But it was unbelievable. And then, when I signed with Liverpool, I was sort of, 23 for some Liverpool, something like that. Can't remember wrong. It was 24. So I'm 24, but at the bars, the rushes, the Malbys, Wieners, I used to watch them when I was at school.
Yeah.
And I reminded them of that every day. Don't worry about that. So, these are heroes. And Grobbelaar, Nickel, they was heroes growing up. 15, 16-year-olds who used to watch them on telly, and, to eventually getting changed the same dressing room as them was remarkable.
2.5?
£2.5 million. I was the dearest defender in the world for about 6 hours. Well, about 2.5 million. So I was dearest defender. And Des Walker went to Sheffield Wednesday 3.9 6 hours later. And Des is a really good friend of mine, so he reminds me of that one as well.
Is it true that at the time you put a dot in the middle of the number?
But a dot, 2.5 million not fine. But Bruce Grobbelaar put the dot, so it said 2.5. So that's what number. I said, all the numbers were gone, so I'll be 25, and I put a dot in the middle, 2.5. And I got fined. I got fined about 75 quid by the FA. Bruce Grobbelaar got me fined. Yeah, just put dots over 2.5.
Did you ever get the money off him?
No. I know you're trying to leave with the Bruce. The Bruce Grobbelaar watch, big hand and backhand. Allegedly,
yeah. So what was your time like at Liverpool?
I loved it, mate. I lived in Fulham, magnificent place to live. Vicky Road up there, the beaches, the Grapes pub. All my mates are my best mates. I still go. If I'm around here, I either go to Popeyes to get a chicken sandwich in Kirby, or I go to Fulham. There are other chicken places available. Yeah, it's the best one. So for me, I lived there nearly 6 years. But every time I'm up this way, I always go to see Fulham, go to get the grapes. Reminisce of all the crazy times we had up here. It was amazing. I mean, Liverpool, I loved it. I mean, but when I played, you just had the Conti and the Cream. That's all you had, Conti and the Cream. The only two places to go out really, and now it's hundreds of places to go. If I go to play there.
I believe your old mate Shearer was up in Forby as well.
Shearer, yep, he was a neighbour of mine. He was, as I say, he was at Southampton with me. Yeah, Shoxy, nicknamed Shoxy, because you meet him, you're shocked. He's a Geordie, isn't he? So he's not sensible. He comes across and telling very, very serious, but trust me, everyone, he's all right. He's all right.
So what was you playing like at Liverpool?
What
was your playing like? Did you enjoy the game?
Playing for Liverpool, I mean, people ask me the best team of place. It's Liverpool. I mean, everywhere Liverpool go, it's a packed house. Everybody wants to beat Liverpool. Everywhere you go, everyone wants to beat everyone over on Liverpool. To play at Anfield, to play. And I played in front of the old cop as well, the standing cop. Half one used to be packed and singing, and used to move.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest things. People, the greatest thing I've done is make my dad proud, but the greatest memories playing in front of the old cop. They used to sing your name, and it used to move, mate. That was, especially European nights and, and night games under the lights at Anfield with a cop. I mean, that's amazing. I'm still going goosey now, for the thing, them singing them walking home before the game, Sydney. then seeing every walk alone before the game was one of these memories that you take to grave.
Did you play in the game? They've been around the same time when we played those there. Or
No.
So what was your best game that you played for Liverpool?
I think it was 3-3. Man United 3, Liverpool 3. Well, we was 3-0 down in 22 minutes. You know, they was top, we were second. You know, it was the first Monday night game live on Sky. This is about 32 years ago. Wow, where's that gone? 32 years ago, first Monday night game on Sky, freezing. They was top, we were second, and we went you know, the manager keep it tight, you know, these come out of blocks like greyhounds, keep your shape for half hour, then we go home and get the cop behind us, all this.
Yeah.
20 minutes in, we're 3-0 down, you know, left back fine, and you see the people walking out, oh no, what's going on? We could get back 8 here. And for our time, the young man on the club scored 2. Then we go to half time, and the gaffers fume, and we go to second half, and late on, I get the equaliser to make it 3-3. Late doors, you know, it was live on telly, as I said, so everybody could see it, and I think that was the one. I played down the 4-3, one and 4-3,
Newcastle
4-3s, the 4-4. The other one I played was when Keegan lost it. We said, I'd love it if we beat them.
Yeah.
I'd love it. Personally, I'd love it if we beat them. So we rattled their cage. But the 4-3s, they were good games. But I think that one, Liverpool 3, United 3.
Is that your fondest memory in football?
Yeah, I think so. You know, in games, you know, I look at games, you can't really remember them. I remember there was a game at Sky Gold that used to be on. Used to show old matches, and I was at home. This is about 10 years ago. I'm sat at home, and they come on West Ham v Sheffield Wednesday. I thought, I can't remember this. I'll just watch if I play. And I come out of the tunnel, couldn't remember the score. There was West Ham 5, Sheffield Wednesday 4. You'd think you remember that. I didn't have a clue about. I cannot remember one thing about the game. It was 5-4. It's just, you know, I just think they rolled into once. There's a lot of games you can't. Just if I'm not remember. I remember when I've made mistakes and scored goals. I can't remember scores.
Like the United game?
Oh, the United game. all 3 goals are my mistake. Because I get the equaliser, I'm the everyone's hero, so they forget about that. You get forgiven.
When you said before, I did 3, and I thought, you know, I forgot about that, because I can only remember the goal, yeah. And you're running away holding your head.
Yeah, well, Palace banged out us, got their Palace going, they ahead of me there. So. But it's funny, because looking back at that game now, it was Jamie Redknapp. So at the time, whoever scored, whatever they done, people followed the celebration. Right, you watch that goal too. They always show the goal when Liverpool play United. They always show that goal. As I'm standing like this. Joe Redknapp's behind me going like that. He thinks that's a celebration. And I'm like my head, and then everyone come around, whack me on the head. Well done. I'm like all over the bloody shop. Got a bit dizzy. You know, it's about 32 years and we win. Where's that time goes? Amazing.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Feels like yesterday, doesn't it?
It's amazing. 32 years. But we had COVID, that lost 2 years to every life, didn't it? So that's where it went.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, like COVID, you see people say, you see you're about a year before COVID. What? You lost like 3 or 4 years, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. What was your turning point in football?
Bad turning point was I've got FA Cup final, 96, I mean, 96. Liverpool and United, where had a good season. Playing quarter-final beat Leeds, semi-final beat Villa. You know, I played the last sort of 10 games that season, playing well, doing everything right, doing everything I was asked to, behaving myself. Weight was spot on. And then I got dropped the night. The manager said he was going to name the team on a Thursday. He did name the team, so I thought that's the same team as last week. Just beat Man City, last game of the season. So you thought it was going to be the same team, and then he's Friday when I don't know what to tell this, and I went to the gaffer, no, please no. He said, yeah, he played enough, just couldn't believe it. I was in tears, and worse thing he had to do was ring me dad up. He was going with all his mates, minibus going, that rang me dad, said I'm not playing, so he went mad, so he didn't come, his mates didn't come. Then, I got in the dressing room, the day after the dressing room, because I thought I'd done everything right.
Were you on the bench, or did...
No, there was only 2 subs and 1 goalkeeper. Oh. I wasn't even on the bench. So I just went, there was a fridge full of Stellas. So I just got 4 Stellas, sat in front of them, fucking drinking in front of the gaffer. You wouldn't say, I was fuming. I wanted to rip his head off. I love him now, Ever. Roy Evans, love him. But at the time, I couldn't believe what happened. And that was it. And that spiraled out of control. In the end, my head took over. My head took over my brain, if that makes sense. He took over my head just took over my brain, and I started drinking, and I thought, well, I've done everything right, And obviously that was the last game of the season, so now I've got 2 months off. So I just...
Who did they play in instead of you?
Feel bad.
Centre half, yeah.
And I used to do well against Candidly, so because I used to get, as I say, he used to turn his collars down. I used to get his head, he used to get him playing, because driving man used to do very well against him.
Because he was a big fella,
He was
wasn't he?
bigger than me, Candidly. Yeah, he was taller than me. He was a big lump. And, so, I did, that sort of, I know it's my fault for going the way I did and the way I reacted, but, I just couldn't help myself.
And that just started something.
Just started there, and I was secret drinking, then your form dips, then you're picking up more and more injuries, because you're not as fit as you was. But if I think if it was mid-season, maybe something could happen, then maybe I'll be able to control it. But because I had 2 months off, I was just drinking every day for 2 months, and then he grabs hold of you. People, I think, people that see this. But yourself, you were talking about earlier that once he grabs you, it's hard to wiggle free.
Yeah. Do you find yourself in a dark place then?
Very, very dull, and I just don't want to be a footballer anymore. Football's getting away with me drinking and running around, and it didn't like it. And went to West Ham a couple of years. I mean, I enjoyed it. West Ham was great, having read up and just saying that. Playing alongside Rio Ferdinand, I had Carrick, Lampard, Joey Cole in front of me, Trevor Sinclair, and Defoe, DiClio, Wright, all these players. But they were party boys as well, so it just didn't happen.
That was just a
it was just the way it was. Well, the culture was, the older players ruled the young players. The older player went, right, let's go, and we're out. You went out. Do you know what I mean? Because you wanted, as a young player, you wanted to be part of the game. You wanted to be accepted. So that's what you done, But and then I finished football. And then it was, I couldn't wait to get to 35 because we get a pension at 35, and couldn't wait to get to 35. So I've been really going to piss then and you go mad, and then it got boring because there was no lads. As a kid, I went to an all boys school from 16 to 35. I was a professional footballer, so I was surrounded by lads all the time with the banter and the laugh and going out, and all of a sudden, you're a Tom, I had your missus going on horses with her horses, kids at school, sat on me backside, which I thought would be lovely. Oh, so bored. And I thought, where's Gangs of Lads? What can I do about Gangs of Lads? I was just driving down the high street and looked in Witherspoons about 11 o'clock. I thought, all these lads having breakfast with pints. I thought, that's a bit for me. So I went in there, and when you got a few bob, you can kidnap people, can't you? Not physically, but you got a few bob, I'll buy you drinks. All of a sudden, you got loads of mates. And I used to know what pub, every day I used to know what pub was the busiest pub to go and get the lads around you.
How long did that last?
Cool, a long time. Till I got divorced, I suppose. 10 years. Well, I didn't go out every turn over for 10 years. Of actually, how long ago? So that would be 20 years, yeah. Yeah, it would have been a good 10 years of drinking, tough hard.
You're still a young man, aren't you? When you finish
57 years, so
times and 35, you're still
a baby.
Yeah.
Still a baby. You could go out every night and get away with it. But internally, you could hide it. But internally, experience is wasted on people, and experience is wasted on people, and you feel the pain. Everything hurts when you get older. So you see, you can sort of. Turn your back on it, and I still drink now, and I still go crazy every now, but not 100 from what I used to.
I suppose it's like sometimes it's the reality when you stand there and you think, who are these people I'm with?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I used to. Sorry. I used to. Didn't know. I would never know if ever walked in there. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I was a good drinker as well. As the thing, I could outdrink everyone. Weren't one of them that I'd have 3 or 4 big I could do. You ask anyone, you see that I was a good drinker. I used to be proud of it. You know, back then, the biggest drinker in the dressing room, weren't the best player who was a hero in the dressing room. He was the biggest drinker, the best shagger, can I say?
Yeah.
He was the biggest drinker, the best shagger in the dressing room. He was a hero. He had to have all the stories. He was the one that everyone said, "Man, come on, tell me about it. What happened? You know, and I was very good at that.
So when did reality hit for you?
Oh, well, you know, I'd done a TV shoot called Harry's Heroes. You know, I've been in rehab a couple of times, but I still didn't believe. That was more to save my marriage, my first wife. That was more to save my marriage. You know, I've got a drinking problem now, you know, going home, we're getting caught with women, and, you know, I was in the papers with women and womanized and all this, and, oh, it's not me, you know, it's a drink, and I can't help it when I'm drunk. I'll, you know, go to rehab and sort myself out. You know, twice I was in this. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, you know, and, you know, that I was more of a binge drinker more than, you know, I didn't wake up needing a drink. You know, that's what I led to believe that alcoholic was. You know, he's shaking, he would drink. I was more of a binge drinking, life and soul of the party drinker, which makes an absolute load of bollocks. But in the edge, you know, that was me. But reality was, you know, I enjoyed it, and I know I had mad, sad, bad, glad disease. That's what I call it. Mad, sad, bad, and glad. All of emotions, have a drink. If I was mad with myself, have a drink. Sad with myself, have a drink. Mad, glad, bad, and sad. And all the emotions. That was this huge show, have a drink. And then reality kicked in. We'd done a TV show called Harry's Heroes. Harry Redknapp was my ex West Ham manager, which I, you know, really, I love him. He sort of would become my father figure. When I lost my dad, Harry was sort of become my father figure. He just always used to check on me. You knew I was, you know, struggling with life and a bit upset, you know, and a bit down after I lost my dad and that, because he was, you know, my dad was my golfing partner as well. You know what I mean? They're special people. You know, you're saying about they're special people, golfing partners, and the golfing partner can take the piss out of you more than anyone in the world. And you have to take it. So Harry, I really love Harry. I hope he loves me. And he becomes Harry's Heroes, and it was a TV show where Harry got with some like 15 of us ex-international footballers and England players. We, you know, played the Germans one more time, but it was trying to get the message out there. You know, when you get to, you know, 45, 55, sort of age, you go and get yourself checked out by the doctor. You know, it does cost you nothing, because that's a serious sort of 10 years when you're getting older, that you pick up a few things that could basically kill you. So we started doing that show to get the message out to the population of men, and it happened to me. I started going dizzy, and what's the matter here? And, you know, I couldn't walk 100 yards. I had to sit down, and, you know, people say, what's the matter with you? And even Aaron, what's the matter with you? I said, I'm in the hurts, Gaffer. I'm in the hurts, you know, and it weren't, so I was going dizzy. I didn't want to, you know, admit to, I'm fucked here. Then all of a sudden they collapsed, and they rushed me to hospital. And, you know, I thought it was, because I was getting dizzy, I thought it was dementia. Excuse me one second. I thought it was dementia, because at the time, even at the moment, there was a lot of talk about dementia. You know, ex-players, you know, dying through the disease, and it, you know, they're saying through heading the ball and things like that. I used to hit 100 balls a day. You know, the law of averages, the ex-players we're losing through that disease is, you know, doesn't add up. So I think, to make sure, and what we're going to do, my wife and kid, and so they'll do this test and come back, it was my heart. So it was my heart was going to fail. So I'd see a cardiologist. I think that's the word. Good word. Yeah, that comes out. Yeah, I'll say, did I? Cardiologist. Wouldn't like to spell it, but I did say it. I'd be a good one on Scrabble, though, to be fair. You'd win Scrabble there, kid, wouldn't you? Cardiologist. So, and that's 700 points. So, cardiologist, he said, right, mate, listen to me. You could live for 5 years. You could die in 2 months. He said, your heart, you're beating 150 at resting. Resting point, beating your heart, 150 beats a minute, resting. That's just, you know, that's why I was going faint and I couldn't walk. If I walked upstairs, it would be good. So that just stopped me. I can't remember the procedure. I'd have to stop your heart and stand back, restart your heart. David Ginola collapsed. He had the same, to stand back. But if it don't come back like 7 times, that's the end of it. So basically, they said procedure, you know, they've done it 100 times. So, like, I obviously, when I woke up, Obviously, I didn't die. But I was first time. They'd done it first time, come back to life. Then I had to have a pacemaker fitted, and then after that I had to have the gastric sleeve. Well, it took like 70% of my stomach away to take the pressure on my heart. It's only on 30% of the stomach now. So I just can't get a lot of food in. But even then, before that gastric sleeve, my first question was, will I be able to drink alcohol? That was still my first question. So I said yes. I thought I'll be all right then. But that was my turning point. That saved my life because as I can't drink a lot now. I can't get it in. Can't get it down me.
You end up just bloated now.
It just be sick. If I can't eat and drink at the same time, you just be sick. You said I'm be sick because your stomach's tired. You're tiny, but I still enjoy myself. I'm not going to say I still get pissed. Still. But I remember where I live. I remember to go home and I don't stay out and days on end now.
Yeah. I suppose the hardest thing is when you are classed as the life and soul of the party. You'd almost think to yourself, well, if I don't drink, I'm going to lose that. I can't go out with that person. So it's more the mental thought.
Yes, okay, I was still now. I wouldn't go home if I'm not having a drink. I won't cry anyway. So I don't enjoy it. You're still a bit jealous if I'm getting drunk around, but I can't. So if I go out, I'll have a drink. I'd rather now just stay home with the wife, have a glass of wine, and have a cuddle, watch telly, have a takeaway.
Keep yourself out of trouble.
Yeah, keep yourself out of trouble because it's. I was one of them. I think one of the biggest things that was crazy and mentally wrong with me was that I'd never let me mates down. I'd always let my family down. Always let me family, wouldn't let me mates down. Because that's right.
That reputation.
That's I would always look after my mates. Would never. I'd always put them first. Have another one now. You wouldn't know. It's like I've got to go home now. I'm not going in. Now all I've done is put my family first and fuck my mates. Mates don't give a monkeys about me getting them late and being in trouble.
Just want you there to entertain them.
Entertain them. So I suppose I understand, but that's one thing. I've just put her first, but if she says out tonight, have a few drinks with your mates, I'm out that night, get a few drinks with my mates.
Yeah,
so I'm not landed.
I suppose the mental health thing kicking, especially when you get to that age of like 40 plus. Here's a cracking story, and I think this. So it's not a funny story at the time, but a friend of mine, he got prostate cancer.
Yeah,
and he said, and he goes in, John, lovely man, and goes in to see the doctor, and the doctor's explaining what he has to do. He says, right, John, I need to explain now how I'm going to examine you. So he said, it's not a problem. I said, I know what you have to do. He said, yeah, but I do have to tell you, sometimes it can cause an erection. And John went, that's fine, I'm not bothered about that. He said, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me. He said straight away, he just put him at ease,
take your clothes off, put them over there next to mine. It's like this. That's had went for a prostate examination. Then 4 or 5 words you never want to hear. So he's out there, the doctor's there, he's been there, he's like, the 4 or 5 words you don't want to hear. The doctor walked out, and the nurse walked in, the 4 or 5 words don't want to hear in. Who the fuck was that? But you got to laugh, don't you? You got to make things. As I said, that's what Harry Zeros was about. Go get yourself checked out, like. But it's an embarrassing thing, isn't it? That's the thing for me, as I say. But you got to make fun of bad things.
So, what was life like after football?
It's about out of control, mate. You got a fortune. I say you get your pension at 35, and it just. It's only so much golf, and there's so much golf you can play. But the thing about it, everyone else has got to work.
Yeah.
You play golf weekends. Everyone else is at work. So as I say, you sat there and there's no one to play golf with, and poor old me. And people really don't. But people don't feel sorry for all that money, you lucky bastard. But when you've been in a sport, when you're in professional football, every day you're doing something that's takes you out and out of boredom and. If it's out with you with people, but sat there on your arse, mate. I say, why don't you play golf every day? Because everyone's at work.
Yeah,
all your mates are at work, and it's just. And I don't think you're prepared for it mentally. You know, you need, you know, that high to come off a football field. You know, to play it's like at Anfield. We're in Liverpool, so play at Anfield, come off that buzz to win a game and fucking everyone singing, you know, everyone's clapping as you walk down.
Yeah.
And you go with the, you know, all the lads are jumping on each other. You go to the players' bar or the meet with your family. You know, you go for a nice meal or you go out with the lads. I mean, that buzzing. All of a sudden, it's taken away from you. Stop. What'd you do? I mean, you would never get that high.
Yeah.
You know, it's a buzz. It's a buzz. And, you know, how do you get that back?
I mean, I don't know what
And you're not prepared for it, man. I think that's the one I'm trying to,
you know.
Your body, you don't know how to, you know, your body and mind. I wasn't prepared for it. You know, I say with football teams, when they don't need you anymore, you're dropped. You know, I think there should be. There's a lot of players. I think it's like 2 out of 5 professional footballers within 2 years of them trying to get divorced. I mean, the amount of ex-players that are in prison now. I mean, Laura Evans is right. There's nothing.
It's not because there's nothing.
There's nothing. There's no course or nothing for ex-footballers. But even like, you know, even youngsters when they're dropped to 18, and you know what they do. I mean, embarrassment. You know, you've been an apprentice for 2 years or a year pro, and all of a sudden you're not. You're out the game. You know, an embarrassment. You've got to go back and you walk in the local pub, and you know you've been bombed and dropped. You know, there's no sort of workshops or what they call them, workshops or things like that to just ease them into it. Or
There should be almost. No, like when
there's thousands. They try thousands.
when you were in school, you know, almost had like careers advisors.
Yeah.
That, but you know, I don't know whether that has changed now in football. Maybe it has.
I've just done it. I'll punt the tyres up. You go on the bike home there. I see.
Well,
See his business plan for you.
yeah.
Hold up.
Listen,
Yeah. I'm not director's box, are you?
But there should be things that it's like, right, if you don't want to go into coaching
Yeah, that's what I
or
mean.
management, then you do this or you do that.
Yes.
You know, and that's why I think a lot of professional footballers, they end up losing loads of money with business because they'll speak to someone and
we've got a good idea here.
they've got a great idea, give them a chunk of cash and it goes nowhere. They're not bothered because they're just spending your money.
Yeah.
You know, it's
To take a chance for your money. You know, I got sucked into boredom when I was 35. You think you're 35-year-old, but you're so naive because when you're a footballer, everything's done for you. You don't know the real world. They take the real world away from you because they want you to concentrate on football. You know, I didn't know how to get a doctor, how to get a dentist, because every football club's got one.
yeah.
You know, like we used to have hairdressers come to the car. You know, hairdresser once a month used to come to the training ground. Kate once there, it'd be in the car washers. They'd come to the training ground. You know, so they just took me. You know, book holidays, book a table in a restaurant. You know, because everything was done for you. You know, so it sounds silly, but you don't. Footballers don't live the real world because they take every decision-making situation in your life. Your football club takes that away from you because all they want you doing is, you know, concentrate on football. So it becomes, you know, jungle. When they say it's a jungle out there, when you finish football, it's a jungle out there.
I mean, we'll come on to the celebrities MasterChef thing that you've done. But I mean, I was seeing something with Carragher recently, and no one could believe because he's like, I've never cooked a thing in my life. He said I wouldn't have a clue how to cook anything. He said I can put something in a microwave, but I wouldn't even know where to start. And I suppose it's the same, isn't it? Because every single thing is just being done for you.
Yes, yeah. Like washing machine, I wouldn't know washing machine. Even now, I wouldn't know washing machine. I have not got a clue about washing machine.
Has he?
No, I have not got a clue how to work washing machine. DIY, rubbish.
You'd think the clubs that have things in place to go, look, when you finish, you're going to need to know this stuff.
No, they don't.
Or maybe the fact that the salaries are so high now doesn't matter because they'll have what they need.
Yeah, there's no sort of help when they don't need you. You know, I know it's a harsh bit. It's true. They don't want you. They want you.
It's a ruthless business.
It's a business. It's a business. At the end of it, it's a business.
Yeah,
it's not a life. What's the word? It's not like a life coach. Football's not a life coach. It is business. When they don't want you, especially young lads. You know, I've been more sorry for like 80, 90-year-olds that kicked out the game than 35-year-olds. But the thing is, when you're 35, you turn into a 90-year-old. You've been so disciplined all your career. You've been told where to be, what to eat, what not to eat, what to wear, what time you got to do this, go and do that, go run around that tree and come back here. you know, and all of a sudden, no discipline, and I turned into a 19-year-old kid. No discipline. As I say, no prep. You're not prepared for it.
So you then went into doing a lot of TV stuff.
Yeah, man. Right.
Talk to me some of them that you.
Well, the greatest. When I come out, you know, I'd finish and I'd been out about 6 months and I got in the jungle. Another celebrity get me out of here. So I done that, went in the jungle and that sort of, you know, you're famous in there, but women know, you know. You know, it used to drive me mad. So, and even now it drives me mad that, you know, when people come up to go, oh, I loved you in the jungle. I've run my bollocks off in 20 years. Sweating blood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Run your nuts off in 20 years. Oh, I loved you. I've done 11 days. People recognise you for sitting on your arse in the jungle. But, no, I mean, it's a great experience. Going to Australia and that, you know, and Versace Hotel and, you know, the wife and kids, they fly everyone out. It was a great experience, you know, very scary. There's no cheating. You know, so that is a tough gig, that, mate. That is a tough gig because that jungle, when it gets dark, that is a scary, scary place.
Did you think, like, cameras go off, you go back to hotels?
Yeah, cameras go off, pizzas. No, nothing like that. It was tough. It was tough. And you had to earn for your food. You had potato, a carrot, a little bit of meat, a bit of rice and rock hard because you're getting jumps of water out the stream, and you have to boil it in this big leather pouch. And the humidity and the heat, it never got cold. You drink warm water and hard rice, and then you couldn't sleep because you had a couple of hours sleep because they used to wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go live to England. So you know, hungry, you're tired, hungry, you know, angry,
Yeah.
you know, angry and hungry, and I mean, it was. They set you up just to argue, which was, you know, if you all got on, it would be good TV. You know, then after that I got Send Me Big Brother, which was good, and that was just the opposite. So fed you food and loads of alcohol because they wanted the celebrities to come out with all the secrets about other celebrities.
After the two shows, I mean, you don't have to say, was there people there where you think, I just can't deal with you anymore? Because you've got so much free time.
Yeah.
How would you deal with someone who's just an absolute...
Yeah, there was the Americans. They were called Heidi and Spidey. They were called Heidi and Spencer. They thank you. Heidi and Spencer, Spidey Americans, they was in the Kardashian show or the Hills or some show. Fucking annoyed. Hey, I like you now, but they were fucking annoying, fucking Yankee fuckers.
And I suppose when you're tired and when you...
Oh, mate, honestly, the way you're sitting now, where's the drum? The way you're sitting, why is he sitting like that?
Yeah.
Didn't look like Tom Cruise. People say that. More like fucking Caribbean cruise.
Well, like Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. No, but yeah, honestly, the way people go on, because you go on all these shows, you go in with a plan. After a day, mate, 2 days, that plan fucking come out the window. You know, you do forget there's microphones and cameras everywhere. You just forget, you say something, go, fuck. I'll just sit down.
That's going to go out.
That's going to go out. You're up. You're fucked.
Then you can't just walk out either.
Oh, you can't just walk out. Don't get any money, so it's a tough one. This can take. But no, I'm thinking the best. I'm talking about Cara can't cook. Footballers can't cook, and I got the phone call. Would you like to do Celebrity MasterChef? The producers rang me. Celebrity MasterChef. I'm like, I can't cook the week you're in. But it made honestly, that's my hobby now, cooking. I love cooking because you could be. I think it's one of the only professions in the world, right, that you're absolutely shit. You can't do it. In 2 years, you've done Michelin-star restaurant.
Yeah.
It doesn't what education you are, how old you are, you can learn to cook. Physically, you don't be physically strong enough. You don't, mentally, take me. It is a profession. You could be, in 2 years, you could be the best in the world. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I watch cooking shows now. In the morning, I put all the cooking shows on, and I see a nice thing, I'll cook that. I'll go and get the ingredients to cook that night. I love it. And then I can't eat because I've had to get through sleep.
I believe it ends up costing you money, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, but it was £10,000. I mean, I'm £10,000. So I went 40 grand, earned 40 grand. So I made all the way to the final. Because it becomes a competition as well. If you're out on your doors, first round, you get nothing. And then you prove, so all of a sudden, the first couple of rounds, all your potatoes are boiling. Second round, you're like, fucking no, I ain't telling you today. I want to get through with it. You're like, if I'd have seen, I would have told you to fuck chill me up. So, I mean, 40 grand, 35, 40 grand, come in with. When I went home, my kitchen was shit. I said, can't cook it now. Trying to get a new kitchen for 50 grand, it cost me money. It cost me money. And after time, I'm sure she'll let me cook, certain stuff, but she won't let me cook bolognese or things like that because I just make too much mess in the new kitchen. So it's, but I love it. I really do. I love cooking. I love cooking, really, really, it's my real big hobby.
Is there any shows that you'd like to do?
It's really shows I like to be Love Island.
I could see you on that now, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you imagine me on the beach. If I was sunbathing on the beach, what do you imagine that? Them come on, Greenpeace or whatever, they didn't come chucking buckets of water over me and push me back in. And the kids are jumping me inside a bouncy castle. If I was in the Super Bowl. No, I like antiques. I like bargaining. Things like that. I'd like to go bargaining. I'd like to go bargaining. If anyone's there, antiques road shows and I love the antiques. I do like them sort of shows. That's my age, isn't it? Cooking shows and antique shows I love.
Do you know when you've done that? When did your book come out?
Top Tick come out 6 months? 6 months ago.
What was it like writing that? Was it quite therapeutic?
It was, John, I just sort of spoke into his little call and, it's tough to do, you can't remember things, but I think he went away and he made me walk around with a little notebook when I thought things, just, hey, deadline, that, just like sort of, but yeah, it's sad, it's fun, it's sad. But you got to be brutally honest, and the shit in there about me, they're brutally honest. It took some weight off my shoulder. I got it out there, let people understand that, what I was going through. But as I say, I don't look back and it nearly took me life to partying and drinking, but I'm not one of them think don't do that. He was great. I had a great time along the way. Very long way.
You think that way, isn't it? Because it's like, what's the point in living?
Yeah, that's as I said. Someone will, always get Razor got your regrets. Yeah, I don't regret the shit I've caused people. Because I forgive me. So all the shit I've caused people, like my family and me, my ex-wife and kids, and you got to forgive yourself for that. If you never ever forgive yourself for doing that, you never move on in life, and you'll always have in the back of your mind, and it always haunt you. So I've forgiven myself, and I was a silly sausage. I've been given that. I've given myself. So my regrets now, all the great things I've done, I don't mean great things as in going out pissing, getting old, with a woman. I think really nice times I've had in my life, the great days of my life. I regretted I should have done that more.
Yeah.
I wasted time doing silly things. My regrets are I should have done the good things I've done more. And that, I think that gets me through it mentally instead of thinking about the shit you've caused.
I get a lot of that people I speak to, and they're always and I'm the same. You never appreciate anything at the time.
Oh.
You're just moving on and doing the next thing, and really, life's over before you know it. And you're thinking, why didn't I appreciate that? Why?
That's it. That's what I appreciate. That's what I regret. You should appreciate them things more. That's what you should do. You should regret. You should appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you don't let go of the rubbish you got, you carry that around and it will drive you mad. So if you forgive yourself to move on.
What would you say has been your proudest moment?
Maybe that proud. It's going to be maybe that proud. The proudest moment. I think other than coming here and other than going to Kirby for Popeyes, I'm so hungry. That's going to be a very proud moment. It's going to be the top 3. No, going to Popeyes is far news. It's definitely going to be my top 1.
Yeah.
No, I think make it that proud. And I mean, also coming through, the smile on your face now. The shit I've caused and, the nearly killing myself, and the one thing I put my body through and all this shit. To look back and give myself and put a smile on my face and say, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm proud of that. I'm here talking to you and smiling. I mean, you got to be proud.
Would you have liked to have played football in this era, or do you think you preferred?
I think, you know, I mean, everyone's talking about the money now, but I think...
Take the money out of it,
Yeah,
just the style of play.
No, I think it's slow down. Look, football matches now look like testimonial matches now, you know, it's all coming out of the back this slow. I mean, in my day, it's a mixture of good teams and, you know, but good teams at the battle. We could play long ball, short ball, you know, muddy pitches and plenty of off-the-ball chin-ins and dirty tackles, and people didn't roll around and people got up and then they argued and grabbed each other's shirt, and, you know, and then after you all had a pint together and talked about kicking lumps out of each other for 90 minutes. But to say you watch old games on TV, I think they're much more enjoyable. Like even the old England games, play games, aren't they? They're fucking
Painful, are they?
Oh, they are painful. You'd rather go to the fucking dentist and watch England now.
It's just it's lost a lot of characters, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There's not many characters in
You
football.
the only time you see footballers smile now is when they score goals. Footballers used to take the piss out of each other and have a laugh at the fans, didn't they? You put the heart in the fans and, and show your ass to the fans. You get sent off for that now.
Yeah.
You know, I've said there is no characters. It's like they're all robotic now, and you're not allowed to, you know, enjoy. So what they don't really share time with the fans. We used to have the Arkles outside the Anfield after a game for a pint. You know, they don't mix with fans and don't mix with the real people no more. And you know, it's a work. It used to be a work class, you know, game.
It's moved away from
It's moved away. You know, but you should always spend time with the fans, because without them you won't be a footballer, would you?
No.
You know, you've got to have time with these people. And if they don't, it's, you know, it's thrown down their throat. You know, don't do that. Don't sign this. Don't have photos. Don't sign things for fans. I mean, it's crazy. So I know. When my day was much better for the fans and much better for the footballers.
It's more about the hospitality now, isn't it?
It is. It's crazy. He was right. Roy Keane, Paul Savage Brigade. It's fucking true.
He's a character, isn't he?
He's good. He's good. I like him. I didn't like him when playing against a dickhead, but I like him now.
What was he like to play against?
Very good he was.
Tough.
Tough, tough. Yeah, he was a good player. He was a good team as well, wasn't he?
Mm.
But I like him on telly. He's very good. He's very funny on telly.
So what's next, mate?
What's next? Popeyes. Kirby. I don't know, mate. I'm one of them. I'm on the after dinner circuit. You know, in Leeds tomorrow, Wolverhampton Saturday. So I'm busy on that. But, you know, I'm not worried about the future. Something will happen. You know, I'm not worried. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm a true believer that something will happen. And I'll move on to that one. I might do my own. I'll tell you what I might do. I might join the director's box and do my own podcast. It's a piece of piss.
It is, isn't it? No.
You're very good at this.
Am I?
Yeah. I forgot about the podcast. I thought me and you were having a chat. Very good. I didn't know Tom Cruise had his own podcast. Do people say that?
It's been said, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, you do that. Better looking. Do you do your own stunts as well? Mate, no.
So hopefully you're going to come back up for the golf.
Yep, I do the golf.
September.
I do the golf September. I'll have a game of golf here and on 4-wheel.
Yeah.
So we will win again. We'll have a glass of wine. Oh, you don't drink now?
No.
Boring. You drink?
I'll have a non-alcoholic Guinness with you.
Not allowed. And then make me drive. I do that. You tell me it's not alcoholic, you dickhead. We're on the wrong side of the road for what?
Thanks very much.
Hey, mate.
I really appreciate you.
I know you're off camera, but well done, you.
Brilliant.
His girlfriend lives in Lewisham. That's Millwall territory. So I'm a Millwall, Liverpool. I've got Millwall. Do you want to see my Liverpool territory? Speaking don't believe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You never walk alone. You never walk alone. No one likes us. We don't care. We are Millwall and Liverpool.
Nice.
Thank you for listening.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.